All right. I guess we're back, I think, with no viewers. All right. So, yes, I think we're back. Hey. Sorry, I think my internet's like a little bit funky. It's like rainy and stormy around where I'm at, kind of like it's going to be with Tesla a little bit. So, sorry about that. Yeah, I think futures are down because I mean, Tesla's a pretty good part of the SPY. It's a pretty good part of the Nasdaq and everything. So the long, yes, I am not worried per se, but I know there's going to be a lot of management to do tomorrow, and just to kind of give everybody an idea of what I'm going to do. Yeah, like 940s, I feel like it should be okay. And I took a little while to like look at the charts, try to get an idea of like where we should end up, but it's hard because we're actually in uncharted territory. Um, like literally, like if you look at things that I chart, it's literally like off the charts here. So will it come back down to 900s? I don't know. There's some tokens that are traded with Tesla, and those are indicating like 1130, 1137 or so. 1100 really wasn't in any level. I think 900 should be fine. And put it this way, if Tesla comes down like in the 800s, I am leveraging to the tits. I'm like absolutely leveraging to the tits. Like I will I will take out a mortgage, like more mortgage against my house to um to buy more leaps on Tesla. Like nothing fundamentally has changed. So I don't know how many people are going to view this as a buying opportunity, but um, the fact that we could come down below 900 is absolutely amazing for me. Yeah, I'm going to get squashed on some of the short term things, which is fine. But things that I have expiring in the next 2, 3, 4 weeks, I will roll out. And what I'm going to be looking at is the next earnings call. So, um, like 126, right? After market. So I'll roll out to about that point for most things. If you have put credit spreads and they're super close to the money, it's just not awesome. And if you have expiring this week, that's not awesome. Hopefully they're expiring a few weeks out so you have extrinsic value there so you can afford to roll them out a little bit farther. But that's basically the game plan. So we'll see what happens in the morning. Stuff's going to happen pre-market, and we're not going to have any control over that, and don't have any time to roll anything. Um, and then once it opens, depending on what it shows us, then we're going to get it out like either one earnings or two earnings away, like right before the earnings. So that's basically the game plan. No matter what we come down tomorrow, thousand, if we come down 100, 200 points, which I fully expect, like 100 points, if it can move up 100 points in a day, it can move down 100 points in a day, like absolutely no problem. And that's why we still gain. That's why we're able to capture so much premium on the put credit spreads, is because it is so volatile. So, and then this one, I think I said it earlier, but when people ask me like, why don't you do weeklies? This is why. We never would know what's going to come out. This is completely unexpected. But it did happen. And so we could see tomorrow down 100, 200, probably one of the biggest. I'd expect the biggest drop on Tesla tomorrow that we've ever seen. Um, and the 10%, let me clarify. So the 10% is to not, it was not necessarily to pay his taxes. It was more of like Democrats complaining that billionaires are not paying taxes because they have the unrealized gains. So like once he sells them, that will be the taxable event. Once he sells them, then he's liable for the taxes. And this is how corporations and people are compensated in tax can get away from it. They don't necessarily need to sell, and until they sell, they're unrealized gains, right? So like if you bought Tesla at 1,000, it's at 1,200, you made $200 a share. That is not realized at that point. It's like my account showing X amount of dollars, showing it's up however much money, but until I sell those shares, I don't actually have that cash in my pocket. So he's kind of doing, this is kind of, for lack of a better word, a little bit cheeky by him, like, all right, this is what it takes to do. If we sell them, we'll have a taxable event, and there you go. Here's your tax money. Now, is the economy great? Probably not. Like, well, the economy is good, but is it going to change much? No. All right. Let's see. So cheers and cheers, Rocket. H Mons, yes. 1,995, 12.3. That is see, that's good. You still have 4 weeks. What's the game plan? When are you planning on rolling stuff out? If there's a pullback, I fully expect a pullback tomorrow, and I will roll them out as soon as possible. We'll see if those levels are pre-market and a little bit into it, but the plan is to roll them out ASAP, because that's when we maximize the amount of value we have in them, and that's when I'll be rolling them out. 1 earnings away or 2 earnings away? I've been waiting to add more shares to Roth. Yeah, definitely. Like, high five. I'm glad I put that money in my IRA, and I'm glad I didn't have access to it on Friday. Monday we'll have access to it, so it may be Monday or Tuesday where we actually make some moves in that. I expect a big move tomorrow, and then Tuesday probably a little fall through. Who knows what the bottom will be? I really don't know. But we'll wait to see that. Like, we want to see it get down into the parking garage and then come up to the basement, maybe first floor, and that's really when we can do it. That's when we can start going heavy on some put credit spreads. But I don't remember where I got cut off, but if we end up down like in the 800s, I will absolutely 100% just like leverage to the tits on leaps. And I'll go like all in. I was talking to my girlfriend on the way, like, who cares? We'll do a second mortgage on the house to purchase more Tesla shares. Like, who cares? It's like clearly a several $1,000 company in the future. And if there's an awesome opportunity to leverage and come out of this super positive, that's 100% what I'll do. He needs to exercise his options. That's why he doesn't have a choice. He doesn't have to sell $20 billion worth. He needs to sell some. He actually doesn't even need to sell some. He can take a loan against it, and which is what most people do. So they don't have the realized capital gains. So he doesn't absolutely need to do it, but he's going to do it. It's like, if you look at the tweets, he has like the Biden, or like he will abide, and then in parentheses an N, like because of Biden. Let's see if I can find it. I'm sure I can, right? Elon. How is he not like? Did he change? Oh, wait. He changed his name, didn't he? All right. So like right here where he has abide with the N in parentheses, Biden. This is a screw you Democrats move right here. Like, this is what you guys want? All right. We'll show you. He has 50 billion in options. Yep. Hi Jason, I was just watching your video from yesterday. Awesome. We make a video when rolling them. I honestly, I don't know. I'll try to. Like, I feel like the morning will be pretty chaotic. So I will definitely try to. I have my first appointment where I'm actually meeting somebody at 7:45 Pacific Standard Time, so a little bit over an hour after the market opens. So I should be able to. I wasn't going to show my account like after this last week, but now that it may be down, it probably will be down in the 200s again. Yeah, maybe. Why not? I'll try to. But I just wanted to get this out in case, like, I want to give some, people some ideas of exactly what I'm going to do and how I'm going to manage my positions. And the shares itself, I don't really give a crap. Like, it's going to be for, $3, $4, $5,000 in the future. So I don't really care. I can hold those. Where can I find out how much Elon Musk and other CEOs has in options? Just Google it. Like, literally, you can say how much stock in Tesla does Elon Musk own? And that'll just be it, right? It's 193.3 million Tesla shares. So you can just do that. That's pretty easy, especially if it's like some high level stuff. Maybe some smaller ones you won't be able to find. Buying any puts? How much of a drop are we looking at? I'm not going to buy any puts. That's kind of against what I mean. You could probably be pretty profitable on some Tesla puts tomorrow, but the premium, I think when the market actually opens, it's going to be insanely high, and I can't predict exactly how the market's going to react tomorrow. It will be interesting to see what happens. Absolutely. It'll be a crazy day. Should be the biggest drop in my account I've ever had. If I roll my 1,000 to 995, 12.3, do you recommend that same level or roll out or go up or down? It really depends how it opens up tomorrow. We'll see what the initial reaction is, because I think we'll get a crazy initial reaction. My thought is give it 30 minutes, let things chill out a little bit, see what the direction is, and then we'll probably get a continuation at least on Tuesday, maybe a little bit more. But I mean, nobody has a crystal ball. So it's an event that inevitably is going to happen. Elon is really not into BSing people. So I assume the selling is going to happen, but it doesn't change anything fundamentally about the company. So if you wanted to own it at 1,100, 1,200, you should be ecstatic when it drops. Like I'm not excited about tomorrow and having to move everything, but I am super happy at the prospect of it dropping down to 900 and some. That would be super awesome. 1,000, whatever it is. I'll just leverage, buy leaps, and I'll be good to go. And my thought is like, okay, for the short term, we'll just take whatever, want a step back. For our long term, our 6 month from now, like major gain. Kind of, I mean, this is exactly what I did in my own account. This is exactly what I expect to happen. So, this will not be 350 tomorrow. I guarantee. But like this drop from 240 to 120, like I expect that step down and then put myself in a position 9 months from now, a year from now, or whatever it is, to be double that. So that's all I see. Let's see. Perfect week to start the challenge. The challenge is, I guess that's what we're calling it, but basically I started off a new small account, a $600, and then an IRA account. So I started those, got the money, got them all funded. It's in there. It's I have a $600 account and then an IRA account, which I stuck $2,000 in. I'll stick $6,000 in there. I'm cash poor. I don't keep a lot of money in cash because cash is trash. It doesn't do anything for me. Just need to make sure I have enough in there to, pay the bills and the mortgage and all that stuff and the car. But I'll put $6,000 in there tomorrow. My plan was to not even show this account anymore because this is getting ridiculously high and a lot of people can't even, like, to look at $300,000, $50,000 is not relatable to most people, and I don't think it's very helpful because they're like, okay, I want to learn some options. Well, let's look at a guy with $300,000 account. It's kind of ridiculous. But if I start a $600 or a $2,000 or a $6,000 account, I think it's more relatable. And we've already shown this once, right? We've shown from $500 up to $300,000. We don't need to. I like this thing next year is going to be $500,000, $1 million. So it's just kind of ridiculous to do that, I think. And that's kind of my thought. I mean, this could pull back tomorrow to 250. I could lose $100,000 worth of value tomorrow, and maybe that'll put it in the area where I don't mind showing it so much, right? Because then it's more of a feel better about your own account dropping some tomorrow, and I can show $100,000 loss, and that'll be fine. All right. Let's see. Starting the account. Okay, yeah, we got that. Do you think Tesla is going to do another stock split so more people can afford shares? Elon said during the last shareholder meeting that he was not going to do it like then, and I think we're getting to the point where he might consider it, but now that will probably take a decent dip. Probably not. I'm sure it'll happen sometime in the future. Maybe like halfway through this 2022 or something, but I don't think it's going to happen in anything like short term. He literally trolls the government. Yes, he does. Yes. One of my favorite ones was the SEC, one of his tweets, and SEC stands for suck Elon's ... I hope it's all a big nothing burger. I hope so too, but in reality, market's not very, doesn't make much sense. So I expect a big drop tomorrow. If it doesn't, like, holy smokes, let's all celebrate and pop bottles. And if tomorrow it happens to hold up, like if it's above 1,200 tomorrow, let's just all pop bottles. And what do we have? Like 20 people right here. I can send you guys all $100. I'm super excited. That's only $1,800. We can do that. So we'll just have a celebration. 2,100 bucks. That'd be super, super cool. Do you have any put credit spreads on Tesla? I don't think. Oh yeah, Stephen closed his, and Stephen's were down like 800 and some anyway, so they probably wouldn't even be on danger zone. Big nothing burger would be nice. Yes, sir. Will he document the challenge on video? Yeah, I will, especially since it's going to be such small movements. It's not like this account where I have like so many positions to change and manage. My IRA and my small account, yeah, I'll totally like step by step. I need to get the professor into my Discord to organize it a little bit more. I reached out to him on Friday. He said no problem, or Thursday or something. But then, Friday was crazy. We just didn't get it connect yet. So I hope to get that all connected so we can at least put every move, hopefully in the Discord and on video. Let's see. Took my gains. Let's see. I think everyone's going to buy the dip. That's what I'm thinking too. That's the only thing that can like totally counteract it is like, I don't know if it's going to be any different, because if you look at last week, there's so many people who were like, I'm going to buy the dip. Like, let it pull back to 1,000. I'm going to buy the dip. Let it pull back to 900 and I'm going to load up on shares. I don't know if that's still going to be their thought when they actually see it. I think a lot of people, they actually see the dip and they don't buy it because then they see the trend of it going down. They're like, oh, screw that. I'm not getting on that downhill trend and not do it. 100%, like 900s. If it, like I said, if it hits anywhere in the 800s, I'm leveraging. I'm leveraging whatever I own to, I mean, it'll probably be leaps more than shares that I'm grabbing on that. Wait, why won't it hold up? only 1,800. What? It's news. MA over, I don't even know. MasterCard. I don't know. Is that a Gucci hat? It's yes, it is actually, yes, it is. Um yeah, with the big B, just so yeah, because I didn't really have anything, I didn't do anything about my hair before I came in, so we just like went out and came back in. But in a Gap shirt. The Gap shirt because I own Gap stock. So I like to order my shirts from Gap. I don't think Gucci's public. Damn it. Can I? There. We don't know what it is now. Whatever. Why would I hold up only 1,800? You're gonna hold me to that? Yeah, hold me to it, man. 100% I'll be buying it. Hello from Florida. What's up in Florida? What time is it there? It's you guys are ahead of me, right? So you're either 11. We had daylight savings today, so it's like 11 o'clock or something over there. Late. Held for a week. Took my $110. Nice. It's going well, Christian. It's going very well. Don't listen to others. 100%. I totally agree with that. I think the less you listen to other people, the better you do. I think people always talk their book and their portfolio, especially like big players. Yes. Is it just hype? Is it just hype whether to the up or downside? It's probably to the downside. I mean, you can't sell so many shares. Like, it's going to counteract whatever buying pressure there is, right? Like, so if people are trying to buy something and somebody is willing to sell it at whatever price you're willing to buy it at, that's just going to push it down. That's the nature of a big sell order. It's the same thing. It's the same nature of a big buying order. When we see those things just skyrocket, that's what's going to happen. And the market is more subject to news, rumors, than fundamentals. Like, fundamentally, the company doesn't change. Like, nothing's happening on the company, right? So in theory, it should be worth as much. In the future, it should be worth more. So I mean, that's just what it is. So it's just, I don't know how many other people are gonna, like I said, view it as the buying opportunity, but 100% that's what I do. Would you say 20,000 to 25,000 is a good amount to start with credit spreads? Yeah, I mean, any amount. I don't, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to treat my $600 account the same way I treat my $6,000 account, the same way I treat my, let's see, is that pointing in the right direction? My $300,000 account, same way I treat my bigger than this account on TD Ameritrade. I treat them all the same. I still think it's like good no matter what. I don't know of any other plays where you make money up, down, sideways. Well, up, sideways, and down so much, and have such a good overall return. I don't know, and easy to manage. So yeah. What is your favorite things about options trading? That it feels like free money. That it feels like I don't have to know so much, and it feels like free money, and it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how much money you can extract from the market. That's my favorite thing. Like, you don't have to be a genius. You don't have to do much, and it's easy to learn. We can do it on our phones. We can do it in our spare time. All the resources are available out on YouTube. We just don't have to do that much. There's just not that much. And as opposed to being like super speculative with naked calls and naked puts, we don't even have to be directionally correct necessarily. There's a play, and there's a strategy for everybody, everybody's mindset. And there's even, like, depending on what your risk tolerance is, right? I've talked to several people that that were selling puts on Tesla like at 530. Like that's, to me, that's zero risk or 0.001, and she's making money. She's like, it's perfect for her. It's super awesome. I'll probably be down. Let's see. Okay. Um, yeah. So 20,000 is awesome. That's a lot of money. What is your favorite thing? Probably be down 1,500 tomorrow. I have 500 or 5,000 in collateral. Yeah. I think tomorrow, Tuesday, we'll find out where we're going to be. Ray C, yo. What kind of leaps would you be looking to buy? Depending on where it ends up, I'll buy them out of the money. And I'll probably be buying them. I'm going to look at 1,200. So I'll look at, like when I went and bought my 850s, I wanted to buy them somewhere near the old all-time highs with another year and a half to go. So I'll probably be looking at 1,200s. Something like that. Also, God bless you fellow Chad. Much love to you, good sir. Thank you. Much love to you. Much love to all you guys showing up like probably right before your bedtime. Right before my bedtime, I know that. I just like, it's just like, yes, like after I saw that tweet, I was like, there's going to be some people freaking out, like wondering what to do. That's all. That's the only reason I jumped on. Let's see. I'm going to put my dad's $200 on put credit spreads for Tesla. Nice. Yo, H-Mons, thank you, my man. You got, yeah, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. I did already spend your $4.99 tonight. I spent it on some Space Dust IPA, sir. Thank you so much. Will you be posting your plays for a small account on Discord when you do it? Yeah, I wanna get them all posted. I wanna reach out with the professor and I need to get it organized. I'm not an organizing kind of guy, so I'm asking him to do it. Hopefully he can help me out tomorrow. But if it's video or Discord or something, small account, yes, 100%, because they're gonna be small plays. You know, especially with the $600 account. I'll only be able to make like a play every week or two to get started. All right, let's see. Sorry if you already answered this, but what's the reasoning behind rolling spreads out until next earnings rather than just a month or so? Because I really don't know how big of a tanking is going to happen. And before earnings, there's generally a good run up. So that's what I'm looking at. Just before earnings, even more than after earnings, there's usually a good run up. So that's a good place where I feel safe. And if nothing else, the premium goes up. So even if it comes up to that point, I can, and things still aren't looking right, I could roll them out another 3 months to get towards the next earnings. One thing I noticed was when there was a market correction, your account dropped a lot. If there's ever a position where we have a market crash, how are you going to manage your position then? Same thing like before. I mean, it's exactly how I managed it last time. Tesla stock dropped to almost half at one point, right? Lost like 40% or so. So same thing there. I was realizing my gains. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but exactly the same thing. So like when we were talking about like, this is when it was, right? February 10th through March 9th. And actually I think during this time, generally like the market was going up, but Tesla did drop quite a bit here. And I rolled things out till the end of the year. So I rolled things out 6 or 9 months. And that's why it took this little bit of recovery. Even without this last like rocket up, we still would have been above where we were at back in February. But also part of my whole thesis, and take it for what you want, part of my whole thesis is that Tesla will be a several $1,000 stock in the future. Like, and that's no question in my mind. Like, there was no question in my mind that by the end of the year we were hitting 700. Obviously, we totally overshot that and it took a little while to grind back up, which is fine because I'm absolutely not I'm not doing this for next week, next month. I'm doing this for years down the road. Hoping to accumulate more Tesla shares, and eventually, like, my super long-term plan is accumulate a bunch of them and then just sell them off as I need them for income, for traveling, or whatever I want to do, donations, charity, whatever. And that's it until I die. Like, hopefully I'll have a couple shares left by the time I die. You know, maybe something to pass on to some kids or whatever. Any difference you want? Oh, wait. Any difference? Nope, no difference. It worked before, and actually, if I would have stuck 100% to my guns, I would have actually done better than I did now. Rollout, is your leap 2 years out? My leaps are, where are they? They are June 2023, my 850s, I think, but I'll buy the 2024s. I'll give myself as much time, whatever I can afford. How bad do you think is going to go down percentage-wise? Anywhere, I think we could see 10 to 20%, but who knows? Who knows? Do you have any money in crypto? Yes, I do. So in my Robinhood account, I put $3 a day into Ethereum, Doge, and Bitcoin, and then I've been mining it for years and years and years. As a matter of fact, like, I mine it even on this rig. I have rigs down in the basement where I've been mining them for years, but even on this computer, like, I just run NiceHash miner. So you can see they owe me 70 cents, but I've been holding it for years and years and years. So, like, I started off when it was 3, 4, 5,000 or something like that. But basically, like, if you have a decent graphics card, you can sit there and mine. Like, this computer with a 1080 Ti makes whatever, 100 or $1.80 a day, minus whatever the electricity cost me. So, yep, I do. I have plenty of crypto. I need to join the Discord. I don't even have it. It's pretty easy. Actually, it was like confusing to me at first, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty easy. How do you manage all those options? I'm trying to learn. I watched 40 of your videos today and yesterday. Oh my God, dude. That is a lot. That's too much. That was a lot. That's a lot of videos. I could not watch my own self for 40 hours for sure. How do I manage them? So it's like somebody. Okay, so, like, when I look at it, it just says something to me very easily. Like, if I compare it to something, I like to compare it to another language or music, because, like, let's say for me, looking at Arabic or something, that doesn't mean anything to me, but somebody who speaks Arabic and can read Arabic, they just look at it and it all means something. It's sentences. So for me, that's just, like, I instantly can look through this and it just all means something to me. So it's not very difficult to manage it all. I can scroll through it real quick and it just means something to me. And I've been using the same platform, same system for a couple of years now, so it's not a big deal. Or like music, where I cannot play music. I kind of have a gist of it, but somebody who might look at sheet music and they can kind of hear a song in their head. And like, for me, you know, I look at it and it just looks like a bunch of notations. And they're mostly all on Tesla. So that makes it all easier too. They're just not on a bunch of random stocks. Do you recommend getting Robinhood Gold? Let's see. Gold, I think, gives you, I can't remember what it all gives you, but I think it gives you like a better rate, percentage rate, if you're using margin. So if you're using margin, then yes. The level 2 data, I don't think that's really worth it. I can't remember what the other, what else Robinhood Gold gives you. So if you're not using margin, and if I remember it correctly, then no. If you're using margin, then yes, because I think it gives you a lower percentage rate. And I can't remember, I don't remember how much it costs. What does Robinhood Gold cost? What is Robinhood Gold? What is Robinhood Gold? Instant deposits. So most people probably don't need that. Professional research. That is trash. Level 2 market data. That's probably not useful for most people. Oh, margin investing. Yeah, if you're going to use margin, then yes. Only $5. And then the interest rate, I think, is good. So, yeah, only if you need the features. Only if you need it. When you said you worked out to, when you rolled out to the end of the year, did you roll down to stay out of the money, or did you leave your spreads in the money? I left them in the money. Like, there was no question when it was down at $500 that it was going to be $700. I see those Palantir calls. Yes, sir. Those are for next week's. I'm thinking there should be a premium run up. I mean, I'll probably be 99% focused on Tesla for this coming up week, but those Palantir calls, yes, sir. They've had so many beats. My thought with the Palantir calls are that we should see some increase in just the call cost. My plan is to sell enough back to make some of them free and then holding them through earnings. 1080, 1075, open expiring 1112. Might have to close them if it's 10 to 12% or 10 to 20%. Yeah, I might have to. But what I'll likely do is just anything I have, anything close, I'll just roll them out. Appreciate you coming on to tell us what your thoughts are for tomorrow after watching how you manage doing options for 5 or 6 months. Definitely not at all worried. Yeah, it's not like a big worry. I just know like it's a chore, and it's going to be. I was telling my girlfriend that like I don't want to think about it all weekend. I don't want it on the forefront of my mind to like worry about it all. I just like know it's coming, and no matter what, no matter how prepared we are, and no matter how clear I can see a year from now, it sucks. It sucks to see a red day. Like it will, and it'll probably be a good, I don't know, 50 grand or something like that. So, oh well. Money comes and goes. It's all right. And money does come and it goes for sure. Sweaty palms, $5. Yes, sir. Thank you for teaching us. I'm 14 or me. Yes, I do. That's right. Dude, oh my God. Yeah. If you're seriously, yeah, if you're like legit 14, we gotta do like and you're like this super interested in the options, we should do a Zoom call. Like seriously, that's super cool. If I didn't know half the stuff at twice your age. I didn't know 5% of it at twice your age, man. By the way, hello again. I've also been watching your video, learned a lot. I don't know, man. That's awesome. That's super cool. I don't know how you guys binge watch that stuff. Like, I know. I have like out of every YouTube video you could possibly find, I think I have like the lowest quality. Like nothing is edited. I've like edited 2 videos since I started, and I hope you guys found something good in there. I really hope you did. But at least I know one thing. I know because my memory sucks. I'm really bad at lying. So most of my thoughts never change, and I'm pretty consistent with most things. Because I know it's easier to just say what you think than BS and forget about it. No matter how you prepare it, it does have a virtual yes. Yeah, right. No matter if you've been over the 10 breakups, your 11th is going to hurt some. But thanks, I'm down for the Zoom. Yeah. If this weekend I think was not a crazy, like my initial thought was I really wanted to try to get in like a few Zoom calls with a few people, had some basic questions this weekend, and then after Elon tweeted that out, man, I was just like, Monday is going to be hell. And I know I needed to do this by the end of the weekend. What do you do for your full-time job? I do outside sales. So I do outside sales for an insulation company. So not a whole lot of my time is tied up. Like I do stuff like maybe a total of 2 hours a day where I'm actually tied up, and then the most of it else is driving or kind of sitting and waiting and putting together stuff on a computer. You're actually a great teacher and make things look easy. Thank you so much. I actually enjoy it. I really enjoy it. Like the biggest the biggest compliment that I get and the happiest I am, like where somebody's like I get it. I got it. Like you, like I learned so much. It's so huge to me. And that was the original, the total from the very beginning. When I started doing this, like I wanted to tell my friends, family, coworkers, and all that. I'm like, hey, there's this cool thing, like we can make some money here. And they weren't, they were like, yeah, it sounds like gambling to me. So to get to this point where I'm talking to all you guys like Sunday night, this is, I mean, this is heaven for me. This is super awesome. I may pick up some puts tomorrow. Yeah. The premium is going to be huge. You're genuine and transparent. That's much more important than edited videos. Thank you. Because I hate editing videos. I'm 18 and a college athlete. I think you have the best strategy so far. Thank you. So far, so good, right? Like, it's worked for 2 years, but I also like, that's also the reason I haven't quit my full-time job, because 2 years is not long enough proof for me. Like, things work until they don't. So, and that's, yeah, another couple, 2-3 years, and we'll get past this big dip, see where we come out the other end. I have also certain criteria, like house paid off, X amount in the bank, and then I'll quit. Yeah. Yeah, and the transparent is what I don't find from a lot of people too. Like either it's kind of weird because either they're like, here's all the plays, but I'm not going to show you my account kind of thing. Which, I mean, I always just thought it's good, like both on the positive and the negative side. So I post when I'm up, like, hey, here's what you can do. And I post when I'm super down. Tomorrow's probably going to be one of those days. Like, here's the reality. And part of investing or trading is having those days where you're down like a huge chunk of money. And you have to also internalize that. Like, can I handle a day where I lost more than I make in a whole dang year? You know what I mean? Or a whole month? Because we're going to have those. I've had $20,000-$30,000 days where I'm down. Those are not the easiest to put out there. Like they're not fun. The green days are way more fun, but it's all just part of it. It's just part of it. And I just want to put my, hey, here's my journey. This is what I think. This is what I'm doing. This is the stuff that makes sense to me. If it makes sense to you, awesome. Follow along. You can do some similar trades. I wanted to ask my friends that too, and they said the same thing. I'm happy to be here with you. Awesome. Yeah. I almost feel bad. Like all of my coworkers, I kind of think like every once in a while, like I should send them like a little snapshot, be like, hey, if you stuck with it, here's where you'd be. But no, I just feel like I feel like a jerk if if I send that over knowing it's like 3 times what they make all year. Let's see. How bad do you think the premium's going to be? I don't know. I mean, it's going to be jacked up though, for sure. Like in the morning, it'll probably be just absolutely unreasonable. I would just have to see. Like, I've never been through this. Like, we know, like, I feel like I'm very, very, very highly confident in the morning it's going to sell off pre-market, and then when the market opens, it's going to sell off more. So what that does to the options, I don't know. I haven't been through this before. It's going to be high. It's going to be, it was already high. Like we were already capturing like fat premium. I mean, I captured $400 for $1,600 calls. That's $400 out of the money that I sold. So on the downside, who knows? And we don't like, I don't even know where support is. I was like looking at a couple areas of consolidation. I didn't even see 1100 as a real level, so I don't know. Could be down around low thousands, but hopefully it dips down to hopefully it dips down to 900, man. That'll be like, that's wealth making money right there. Those huge red days really build character. Yes, they do. If you can make it through and not quit. Like one of the polls I did was like in crypto when it went down, and a lot of the responses were like, yeah, I'm done with crypto. And yeah, that's what it does. It shakes people out. And I swear, I don't know this by any like actual figures or facts, but I think the reason most traders lose is because they quit. It's not because it's not for any other reason. I think they just like lose at some point, and then they're like tired of it. They give up, like anything. And if you just keep at it, like every time we go through one of these things, like even if it's you screwing up or anything else, as soon as you like, when you get through it, you come out stronger, smarter, everything. Like you just come out a better trader, better person, no matter what. And you just like, okay, so last time I learned this like little thing, I might get back, 2, 3, 4%, like a little bit better. But you compound that over 5, 10 years of trading, like it's ridiculous. Like even like Steven and I talking, I mean, what? Like Steven's been with me from like legit day one. And some of the stuff we used to talk about was so elementary. It's crazy. Like some of the stuff that comes out of my mouth, I can't even believe that I'm like, there 2 years ago, I'm not even talking about like Delta and stuff. And then like some of the simple things that Steven and I think chatted about back and forth, like we would not have had that conversation, not him or I. And Steven's like SPX master right now. I'm not doing too bad in my trades. Compare us like right now to a year and a half ago. There's just no comparison. Premium, okay, let's see. With high premium means higher risk to take. Yes, sir. I view it will be high. It's true, man. You've learned a lot and I've learned a lot, both of us. But if we didn't learn, we would just like probably keep, we keep losing or making the same mistakes. But both of us, I'm sure, we've learned a lot from losses that we have. Like I know there's trades like even in your SPXs, you're like, I can't remember what it was, like 0 DTEs or 1 DTEs, where you're just like, screw it. You're just like, I'm done with it. I got burned. So are you starting to put credit spreads on the small account tomorrow? I don't know if they're going to be tomorrow. I got to look at what the market does. Thank goodness this is probably happening tomorrow. I expect a possible continuation Tuesday. I'm going to wait. So we're going to probably plummet down tomorrow. I'm going to wait. It's going to be like, we're on level 23 of this skyscraper right now on Tesla. I'm going to wait till it's gone down to the third level of parking and came up at least to the first floor. I'm not going to try to guess where that bottom level of the parking garage is. It's like that little bit of gain's not worth it. My girlfriend hates me because I'm so obsessed with options in Tesla. Yeah, just wait a couple years and then she won't. Like, girl, here's a bag. Don't worry about it. Stairs up, elevator down. Yeah, tomorrow will be. Tomorrow's going to be the elevator down. Tomorrow's going to be like the empty elevator shaft. Like, just jumping in the shaft, go, woo! Damn, I hope I have a parachute. I hope there's a parachute or something to bounce off. But either which way, when we do find that bottom, like premium's already been good. When we do find that bottom, even though we're up a couple floors, we know that entry is going to be good, and we're gonna be getting some good premium. I need to drink some water. I drink a lot of other stuff. Ugh. But and then like your girlfriend hates you because you're obsessed with options. Like think of all the other things in the world you could be obsessed with that she could really not like. Like, girl, this at least this makes us some money. You know what I mean? At least this can put me somewhere in the future. But I could understand being a little annoyed by Tesla if you're like such a Tesla bull. I was trying to there's this dude that started a channel trading with the dummy, and we've been talking a little bit back and forth, and I just saw he put out a video like he thinks Tesla's so super overpriced. I want to do a video with him, argue with him a little bit. Um, you know, like he thinks it's so overpriced. I think it's still underpriced. And we are like kind of going back and forth with a couple ideas, like little collaboration of kind of like what to do, because he does like awesome camera work, photography, skits, and everything like that. And he actually kind of reminds me of one of my best friends growing up, which is why I reached out to him in the first place. And then I saw he was super like he thinks Tesla's like silly high, and I just saw a message that I'm not sure if he got back to me. I was like, yo, I just saw your video. I saw you, like I have a complete opposite opinion on Tesla, and I'd love to argue with you. We'll find support. We have a gap at, yes, I saw that. Yeah, the 940 to 960. Yes, that was like 2 weeks ago. That's that gap. Yes. Um, we do have that gap. Like, and I remember looking at that, right? Traditionally, usually you go back and you fill up that gap. And then with the way things are going, there's like no way that gap was going to fill. But now we see how it could be filled. Hopefully, it's just like a nice little wick, like a nice little wick on like a 10-minute or 2-minute candle or something like that. She does hate me, but she thinks I have a problem. uh, so good. Compound. Oh, let's see. Compound interest. Like realistically, you can make credit spreads your full time job. Yes, you can. Oh wait. Oh, she doesn't hate you, but she thinks you have a problem. That's good, man. Out of all the things we could have but like out of all the things you could have a problem obsessing over, man. Let making money be one of them. Just gotta flex your gains here a little. Yeah. Keep hustling, man. She'll appreciate you in a little bit. I'm crushing it. She's just jealous. That's terrible when the girlfriend's a little jealous. It's funny because I get a little jealous of my girlfriend every once in a while because she's like so she like jumped heavy into Doge and Sheeb, and then she'll have these insane days. She's like, yeah, I made like 5,000% on this. Like, damn it. I'm like, yeah, it's not for me. What do I think of Palantir? I love Palantir. It's my second favorite stock. I think it'll 20x. I don't know when, but I think my thought about my like overall thought about Palantir is it's going to take way more time than Tesla for people to figure out what it's doing and where it's headed, because they don't market to us. They don't try to explain anything to us, the actual investor. They just market to data scientists and everything. But I love the company. I love what they're doing. I love, as much as I can understand, I love what they do, like with helping kids and rescuing, like that. Like literally, I had tears in my eyes when I was watching that. So I love them, and I'm heavily invested in them, and I'll keep buying it. I've already set myself up with like 11, I think 1,100 and some shares, maybe 1,200 now. I keep buying like leaps on them. I've got actually like 500 and some shares, and then $20 leaps, which I'll exercise. Um, So yeah, love Palantir, love them, love them, love them. I just think it'll take a while for people to catch up with it, and and then when it's like $400 a share, then we just get to say, "Yep, told you so." In Carp we trust, man. Carp, if you listen to that guy and if just the last video, the last Carp video where it's not because it's not like he's bragging. He's just like, this is where we're going to be. It just, I don't know. He's not trying to sell you, but he's just like, this just makes sense. This is where we're gonna be. 100%. I think I don't know. I think Palantir is a sleeping giant. I mean, I'm putting my money where my mouth is, and I'll keep buying Palantir. I had been buying like $22 a day until it gets above 26, because that's kind of like where my leaps are. They're at their $20 strike, and I paid about $600 a piece for them. So essentially, I have $26 a share into them. So it doesn't make sense for me to pay above that when I already have them secured at that level. So yeah, love Palantir, love them. And like the same thing with Tesla. Like Tesla is absolutely changing the world and how we can screw it up less than we do. I think Palantir is the same way. Like the amount of like terrorism that they've thwarted is amazing. The amount of kids that they rescued is amazing. Like when you watch some of that stuff and you see like there's kids, like it's mind blowing. There's kids that they abuse, sexually abuse, put on film, sell it, and then the Palantir can figure out where they're at by using their software and go rescue that kid. Like, what is that worth? Like, who gives a crap if you invested in like that company and you lost $10,000 on that company, but they rescued a kid from being sexually abused on video? Like, who gives a crap? What's that worth? Like, that's worth it in my mind. So I'll support that company kind of no matter what. All right, let's see. Okay, goes up. Let's see. I still don't understand the Delta IV Greeks and stuff. Um, yeah, I I wish that maybe I just need to do like a more simple video, because like after understanding it, I think it should be simplified more than it is. I I think Delta, like, it's a commonly used term, but not. I don't know. And I don't know that it's super important, but if you use kind of Delta as a placeholder for how likely it is, how likely an option is to be in the money, I think uh, that's a pretty good definition for most people. So like if it's an 80 Delta, there's probably an 80% chance that it's going to be in the money upon expiration, where like a 20 Delta is it only has a 20% probability, even though that's not exactly what it means, but it's going to be pretty close. I think that's important. Implied volatility should be super simple. Let's see. Yeah, I should do that too. It's just like implied volatility. Volatility is just like how wild something is. But yeah, like check out the Greeks. All the stuff like I feel like is important to kind of learn, but then as you get on, it's a little bit less important. It's nice to be able to have a conversation though. Like if you're talking to somebody else who invests, and like you kind of need to know what those things are. But for the most part, for trading, I don't think it's not super critical. But just have a basic understanding. You don't need to know exactly what they are though. Strategy put credit spreads on SPX. Okay. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does iron condors. I'll be watching on how they do on earnings. Been meaning to get some leaps on them. Yeah, they've been beating earnings for a while. At least Palantir has. The only Greeks you need for credit spreads is Delta and IV. And I don't even feel like I just need price action. I mean, you need to understand why when a stock goes up and you have a put credit spread and you start losing on it, you kind of want to know why. I used to use SPY strategy 3 times a week, made 50% in 1 month, but it's kind of like gambling. It's depending on where you're at. I should do a straight up put credit spread video. I should. There's so many videos that I want to do and so many ideas I have that I'm just like I need to put this together. And then a lot of them require like I need to put some visual up or um something like that. I actually my VA can edit some of this stuff too. I just need to do a spoken word one and see what she can come up with. I should. Watch market internals to see where we're going. VIX. Yeah, he does. Okay. Make it seem simple. It might do well. Price action is what I use. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's simple. I feel like almost all the things that I hear really could be super simplified. Like people like to use fancy words, fancy terminology. But at the end of the day, I mean, one human to the next human, it needs to be understandable, and most of the time it is. Like whether it's what like implied volatility is just like how wild something is, and delta and IV. It's just like this. Like if something is just not moving very much, and it is pretty calm, most likely the price action isn't going to go like this. So if you have a put credit spread up here or down there, and this thing isn't moving very much, then it's probably not going to spike up. But if this thing is a wild horse just going crazy, then yeah, it's just more likely that this is going to happen. Whether you understand that this is implied volatility and relative to the delta that's up here isn't the very important thing. You just have to understand with a put credit spread or call credit spread, how likely is this event going to happen? And the more likely, which means like less time and how wild this thing is, that's all you really need to understand. That's going to dictate how much premium you're going to get. That's it. What do you think of this new trend meta? It's it's going to be the future. It's 100,000% the future. Like, even though it might seem like a little wild to some people, like I was actually talking to this one of my girlfriend's customers. She's like 80 or 90. She's like, I'm like, you have lived through the parts like before everybody had a telephone. So like back in your day, you had to, if you wanted to contact somebody, you had to go drive, walk, ride your horse, whatever, to go contact somebody. So you went from that. Okay, that's how you contact somebody, to calling somebody, which if you didn't know, when they first had phones out, you didn't just like call somebody directly. There was a party line. So you called like a group of houses. So you went through that. Call somebody. Okay, now we have voice to voice. And then that was forever. And now we have video calling. So that's just like another step. And that's like normal to us. Like right now, we can video call each other. And so that next progression, it's just going to be meta. That's what it's going to be. And then we'll eventually have things like Neuralink interacting with our brains, however they do, where we can touch, feel, smell. It's just going to be, and that's going to be the next normal. Like, it may be another 10 years or whatever, but that will be the new normal. 100%. I believe the Greeks for put credit spreads are time and volatility. Jason, what do you think about that? Yep. That's it. That's it. That's all I think that's important. I've noticed that Palantir typically runs up after earnings, but we already had a run up prior to the upcoming one. I didn't think so. I thought it was kind of I thought it was kind of going in a channel. It was a little bit on the low point, I think. I could care less about the short term, though. Yep, me too. And whatever, even if Palantir goes well, whatever I earn on that is not going to compare to the crushing blow that I should get tomorrow with Tesla. Let's see. Are you ever going to invest in some rental properties? I have rental properties. My first rental property I bought when I was 20. 21, 22, something like that. Like my first house I ever bought when I was a kid, still own. But they are far away from me. So I don't manage them at all. I just have a management company. So they're in a totally different county from where I live. But also, like, so I live in a place now where property value just goes up crazy. Where I used to live, it doesn't go up crazy. But I've owned them for so long. We've had okay appreciation. I would like to get some more rentals kind of near me. But then, with as well as stock does, like I'd almost kind of rather stick that money in stock because it's like no tenants to deal with, no headaches, no unexpected bills, unless you count what's going on with Elon as an unexpected bill. Did you go to college? Nope, I did not. I did not go to college. Palantir gains will cover the Tesla losses. Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be super good. Yeah, I school's kind of like a weird thing for me. Like I always did super well, but I could sleep through school. I could do things that we had 3 4 weeks to like we had time for 3 4 weeks during school to do, and I could produce it the day before. So pretty boring. And there was nothing I was super passionate about, like a direction I wanted to go in. So yeah, it's okay. I'm glad I'm not in an office or anything all day long. And the amount of time you have to learn, like even when I do have to learn something, like I've gotten a couple certifications, they are mind numbing. Like the amount of stuff that you have to learn very slowly is, I don't know how people do it. I have a couple certifications that I've never really used, but I went through it for some potential positions. I don't know how people do it. It drives me nuts. I flew through college and barely had any use for my degree. Yeah, you know what it is? It's just like I think the biggest plus to college, like show that you've made it through, is like you stuck to something and like weathered through it. It's not necessarily the information that you learned, but that's expensive to prove that. I think possibly if the market doesn't go down, if we head up, Tesla might not sell off huge. I don't know. Like it's crazy because it's like this inevitable event that's going to be the selling pressure. I just don't know. What? I don't know. I hope. I feel like it would be a miracle. Where did Spy end up, anyways? Where is it? Where did it end up at close? No. Where's my 469? Okay, so it's down a little bit. 4697. Yeah, yeah, down a little bit. I went to college for one day on my way home. Got a text with shifts. I did a U-turn and went and dropped off. What? I'm studying. I'm studying civil engineering. I think engineering would be super fun. I think that would be fun. I think the best thing from college for me was networking for sure. Yeah, probably. I don't know. I bet there's like a huge social aspect too that's super helpful. Like there. Okay, so like when I got into my first job and stuff, I was very uncomfortable, unconfident talking to people. There's like no way I could do this. And I was still uncomfortable doing this, which is why I started streaming. Like in front of a camera sucked, and like kind of in front of people in an audience. It's not quite like being on a stage, but unconfident and uncomfortable. But I was even more so. And then I went into sales to learn how to be more confident and comfortable talking to random people. So I don't know if college would have helped that, but maybe. I bet Gordon Johnson will use Elon selling shares as proof Tesla. Yes. I'll bet he will. Be like, see? Dude, that guy cracks me up. He 100% has to be, like, he cannot be real. He can't be real. If you listen to all that stuff, like, he cannot be real. Gordon, man, he cracks me up. Like, every time I see him, I'm like, he cannot believe the stuff that is coming out of his mouth. There's, like, absolutely no way. There's no way. Oh, dropped out. Gotcha. I'm getting a degree in accounting. That's super useful. I love my accountant. My CPA is super cool. Actually, my sister is a certified, like, she's a CPA too. But then it's funny, she moved to California, started working at Outback Steakhouse across the street from Disneyland. And she's like, I make way more money in tips being a bartender across the street from Disneyland that I do as a CPA. So that's what she did for a long time. I agree with you. I don't understand him at all. He's got to be doing it like he's got to be doing it for the attention, right? Like all publicity is good publicity. I kind of think I can't imagine he believes what he says. I don't think. Yeah, it'd be because he even like what was it? Even like with the Hertz thing, like he even tried to shift that as a bad thing. Like, oh, if you're doing so well, you wouldn't have to sell to this rental company. It was insane. But anyways, yes, popcorn, 9:30 a.m. Yes, sir. I'm gonna get going. I want to go to sleep early. I know I'm not gonna be able to sleep very much tonight, and I want to be up like pre-market. And if I can, I'll record kind of what I'm doing as I'm moving some stuff out. I'm sure I'll roll tons of stuff out. Probably not close any positions, but just get some stuff rolled out. I mean, that was my only intention. Like, I was like telling my girlfriend we were out, and I was like, I gotta get home, give some people some ideas of what to do, because I have read some people got some like pretty close to the money, put credit spreads, and like those are gonna be clapped in the morning, unfortunately, hopefully. So yeah, gonna wake up with some nice gains. I hope so. Hope to God. All right, guys. Love you guys. Good night. Thanks for showing up, man. That's a lot of people for a freaking 9 o'clock or 10, 11, 12. I don't know where you guys are at, but super late stream. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.